Yo, 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 boys and girls, welcome back to some more Zero Hour. Today, I did set the webcam up, so I am on I am on webcam. We're going to go over the rules. We are a couple of minutes early, but welcome back to some more Zero Hour. Today, we've got an epic 1v1 game, FreeStLeR against Google, another best of 13. I'm expecting this to last probably a few hours, like the last one did. I think the last, who was the last one we had? We had Google and Boyker. I'm sure that lasted like 3 or 4 hours. So we do have that. I'm going to pull up for you the rules of this match so I can show you what maps we got and all that kind of stuff. Well, basically just the maps and the format, I suppose. So best of 13. This is going to be sponsored by AKE Baloney, sponsoring loads and loads of challenges at the moment. And there is a 2-minute delay on today's stream, as per requested by, voted by the community recently, because to prevent all kinds of stream sniping and all kinds of stuff like that. We'll actually add some music back. So yeah, the maps today are these. I think they're the same ones from the World Series, actually. Yeah, Tournament Desert, NoBugsCars, Artic, Lagoon. I'm a few minutes early, so we can talk about this. We've got Vendetta, we've got Barren, Badlands, Balanced, Canyon of the Dead, Melting Snow, Plant Waste, Forgotten Air Battle, Natural Threats, Sand Scorpion, Snowy Drought V4, and Tournament Arena. There was a little bit of background. There was a little bit of drama lately. Actually, you could say me and Google caused it. Basically, the maps in the World Series, one of them has cars and is kind of imbalanced, which is that Canyon of the Dead map, which is the last map I played against HSN-Leb. You remember where I took the Terror car on both occasions on the GLA mirror? Well, one of the sides, actually the top side, actually has... the top side actually has 2 Terror cars, whereas the south only has 1, and the top position or also has closer access. So you can actually build the barracks and actually get the Terror cars much quicker than the south player. So you could say it's kind of imbalanced. Today's prize will be $50. As I said, sponsored by AKA Baloney, sponsoring so much. I think I spoke to him recently, and he said he had like a $10,000 budget for the for all kinds of tournaments this year. So this guy rolling out the cash for 0 hour, 100%. Army's going to be random reverse. Player A will pick the first map. Player B will pick the next, and so on. They will random reverse armies in the spots. The streamer will pick the first map. There's a 2-minute delay on, so I won't be able to ask you what maps. Well, I will, but I'll find out 2 minutes later, and we don't have the time. But that's basically it. So yeah, we'll pick the first map. What map? I'll probably pick something new, because I like to see new stuff, as Google probably knows. So we're probably going to see... I'll probably pick Vendetta, to be honest, or Sand Scorpion. So yeah, that's the rules and stuff. We're going to jump into the game. And we're bang on time to start this. So let me know your predictions in the chat. I did see Google in the chat. Google is Thor in the chat. But like I said, there's a 2-minute delay, so there won't be any stream sniping. I mean, you can stream snipe, but you'll find out 2 minutes later that you're getting helix rushed, and there will already be a helix on your base. Somebody said, "What is the logo behind me?" It's actually nothing. It's just a shape that I made on the wall. When you buy those lights, you can custom fit it into any logo any shape or logo you want. Well, I mean, you can only go diagonal and straight. But yeah, I wanted to kind of fill the wall whilst it also looking good. So to be honest, I did it once, and then I actually had to redo it. I had to pull things off the wall and pulled some paint off. So yeah, I had to redo it. But it's nothing. It's basically just a shape. To be honest, it probably looks like a guy with his hands in the air, with one hand to the... Yeah, you can't see my webcam now, but basically to my left, and then one hand pointing to the right side. It's basically what it looks like, but it's not meant to be that. It's just meant to be a random shape. Yeah, I saw a few predictions in the chat. Vadim saying 7-4 to Google. FreeStLeR told me 10 minutes ago he was ready, but he's still not here for some reason. I need to just sort my sound out. Okay, that should be good. Put some USA music on. Yeah, FreeStLeR said he was ready 10 minutes ago, but he's still not here yet, so we'll just give him a few minutes. There's probably going to be another couple of challenges coming up as well. Like I said, I've got some free-for-all challenges to roll out. Actually, one of them should be pretty much soon. I don't know if it's going to be Thursday, actually. This is going to be a free-for-all tournament. Not a tournament, just a free-for-all day. What else have we got? We got some other challenges coming up. At least 2 more 1v1 challenges, and also we got the World Series games as well. It says the streamer chooses the first map, so I'm going to choose Vendetta. Which is this. Okay, scoreboard is sorted. Someone called RZ from the Russian/Ukrainian community. I think he's Russian, not 100%. But he's basically made this new little tool. Kind of looks like Gentle. I haven't tried it yet, but I saw it on someone else's stream. Where basically at the top you can have the colors of both of the players, and also the faction shows as well, like a little picture of like General Kassad and like Dr. Thrax will be over here. And also shows the colors. It's a nice little feature, to be honest. I might try it and might add it onto the stream, but just for speed's sake, I didn't bother trying to set it up for this one. Just got my normal scoreboard. Yeah, the only thing I did notice about RZ's thing is the score. The score is not a lot harder to see, but the numbers are a bit smaller. Oh, not pink. Oh, man. Free. Pink and green. Okay, yes, like I said, this is going to be a best of 13. Laser and super weapon for the first match. Best of 13 means first to win 7 games. And we're going to jump into it. So this map is called Vendetta. You would have seen me play it. I think is it the first? No, the second map that I played in the World Series. In round 1, if you've seen that video. I'll come on to the map in a second. We've got FreeStLeR in the south with the green super weapon general. In the north, we've got laser. It is laser, yeah, laser for Google. In the pink. Does seem a little bit laggy, but the ping is only 13, but it did seem to freeze there for a second. FreeStLeR going for a really quick barracks. Yeah, so this map, you've got 3 safe supplies really. You've got your main, you've got your second, which normally you'd call your unsafe, but it's not really that unsafe. But then you've got this one, which is actually quite easily defendable. I suppose the only thing is like a GLA gets some RPGs there, and they can cause some harassment like to Chinooks and stuff. So yeah, big drop coming from FreeStLeR. Looks like 3 missile defenders, or maybe 2, 3 or 2 in there at least, and an EMP coming as well. Drone is really nicely positioned right in the middle of Google's base, but also Google sees this coming because he's got a drone right here as well. Google's got really good map awareness, so no doubt he's seen this coming from across the map. So we got missile defenders, gonna send them Chinooks packing, but also then the EMP. Now I think that could be a bit of a mistake from FreeStLeR. He's dropped the EMP down to drop it down as fast as possible, but oh no, actually I was gonna say maybe it needs to just be a little tiny bit closer there, just a tiny little bit closer to make sure you hit these Chinooks. But I think it will still hit it as it is. I think it will still hit. This is a really pivotal moment, actually. He really needs to stop that dozer from building the EMP, but slow reaction from FreeStLeR and moving it. If he'd have actually moved it around, he probably could have finished that in time, but Sadly for him, not. FreeStLeR with the all-out aggression. He's going to laser lock this V, and he's also laser locking these Chinooks on the left-hand side. So GooGle being harassed pretty well, to be fair, to FreeStLeR. Another dozer going down, so that's GooGle. Is that? Yeah. Oh, no, it's not dozeless, because that one there. So GooGle's got the better economy, but he is being harassed. FreeStLeR with the all-out aggression. He needs to stop GooGle collecting as much as possible. And that dozer there is only on like 20% HP. I did see GooGle in the chat before. He said he'd been to the gym, and his arms are feeling slow. And that's a mistake, though, sending that Chinook back there. Definitely a mistake. That Chinook survives on 0 or seemingly 0% HP. There's another V coming in this right-hand side now, and FreeStLeR is all out with this aggression. You could say he's got the weaker army here because Super Weapon General does a more expensive V, so it is considered weaker. Oh, and GooGle's sending the Chinooks over there. So GooGle's not able to collect at all at the moment. He's only got $925. Laser lock on the Chinook again. So one Chinook's going to go down. There's only 2 left, and one of them's still half. Actually, this one's taking some splash damage as well. That one survives on 0. And the V's going to come in. That V survives. So FreeStLeR is doing very well so far. I'd say in economy, they're probably about even, but GooGle looks like he has a bit bigger army at the moment. So FreeStLeR is just going to carry on with aggression. GooGle has seemingly stabilized a little bit, but he's only got he's only got 2 Chinooks, and one of them's on 0, as I said. There's another V in now in GooGle's base, and a missile defender unloaded. That V was a little bit too hesitant, and he's going to be forced back, taking a little bit of damage. This Chinook has been rebuilt now by GooGle, but it's going to be laser locked straight away, and GooGle's going to have to pull that. So GooGle's under pressure. But now FreeStLER's under pressure. He's now got a V parked behind his only supply. He could long distance collect from this one. It wouldn't make that much of a difference. Martin said, great hold by GooGle so far. Well, GooGle's still in it, but he's taking a hell of a lot of damage. So it's not, I wouldn't say it's a great hold. He's survived. And he's still in it. Oh, he's losing another Chinook, though. And now his only dozer is going down. And that Chinook there doesn't even need laser lock-in. I mean, that's dead anyway. So GooGle's now on basically no economy. There's 2 Chinooks alive for FreeStLER. So now it's all about if FreeStLER can survive, then he's got the economic advantage here. GooGle's in a really bad spot. Only on 1 Chinook, and he's got a V still behind his supply. So pretty much, this is the thing I don't like about USA Mirror, and it is considered a skill, which is basically every single tiny little bit of micro and engagements mean so much more in a USA Mirror. If you lose a full V with like 3 or 4 missile defenders in it, or even 5 missile defenders, for no reason, it's probably GG. If you lose 2 Chinooks just by not paying attention for 3 seconds on your main supply, it's probably GG. Every little tiny engagement means everything. I mean, the dozers go down so quick because there's bound to be V's and missile defenders in your base. Whoa, nice from GooGle. Does defend that, and he's back on 2 Chinooks now. So is FreeStLER though. So they're pretty even. In fact, they're bang on even with the same amount of buildings and stuff. But I think GooGle, does he just have? So both players got 1 V. And 2 missile defenders out. So it's bang on even. Apart from there's a ranger and another V now. So I suppose GooGle's still got the advantage because of the army advantage. But this is a really good attempt from FreeStLER. So this V here, FreeStLER needs to react fast. That Chinook's dead. Waxman said, why does this map seem stronger for Super Weapon General? I don't think it does, to be honest. I think FreeStLER's just putting in a really good performance. I don't think it's stronger for Super Weapon at all. Imagine your super weapon versus tank on this map. You're going to get surrounded by gats because the map's nice and wide open. The only thing helping you really is, I suppose, these cliffs like bring the map in a tiny little bit. But otherwise, I think it's just FreeStLeR doing a really, really good performance. He's also got the tow missile upgrade. And Google Chinooks are being forced away. V from FreeStLeR is going to get laser locked. Oh, the run over. You see what I mean? Little things like that. I suppose that's not going to make too much of a difference because those missile defenders will go down anyway. But little things like that, literally, you could crush 5 missile defenders or you can crush 0 just because a little bit of, like a millimeter of ground, you're out of place by mistake. So yeah, all the little tiny things make a difference. FreeStLeR is now on pretty much nothing apart from one Chinook. He's probably going to wait until he collects one more load and then build another Chinook. But Google's got more of an army presence now. He's on 3 Vs, 2 missile defenders inside of FreeStLeR's base. I think FreeStLeR might have lost this one. I mean, he's trying to hold in there. He's got the upgrade advantage, but because of that, he's got less V's out, and Google's getting the surround on him now. So Google's coming in from the left, coming in from the right. I don't think FreeStLeR is going to be able to collect. I don't think he's going to be able to survive much longer, to be honest. He's going to probably do a little bit of damage back to Google by killing off a few of these Vs, but once he loses that, it's pretty much GG. Really, really nice attempt from FreeStLeR, but a decent hold, as someone said in the chat. Decent hold from Google, and then finally stabilized and pushed out. Did lose his Vs and a supply in the process, though, but really decent attempt from FreeStLeR with the weaker army. So 19,000 collected for Google, 14,000 for FreeStLeR, and Google did destroy more units, but some of them will probably just be missile defenders, which tend to be picked off pretty quick. Okay, 1-0 for Google. As I said before, it's a best of 13, first to win 7 games. Dr. Satch said, why did Free slow down? The reason he slowed down is because his Vs are more expensive. And because he was only on 1 supply. And as soon as his attacks were kind of defended by Google, it's hard to keep it up on just 1 supply. So Google's Vs are 700. FreeStLeR's Vs were 850. Now they're obviously going to swap. Now FreeStLeR has the advantage. So if FreeStLeR performs as well he did in that last game, I'm expecting him to probably take the win because of the V price difference. But we'll see. So we've got Google in the south now in the pink. He's chosen, yeah, we had pink and green before in the super weapon. And then in the top we've got laser and the green for FreeStLeR. So here I'm expecting Google to do a fast barracks and a drop, probably only 1 supply. Maybe he'll even do 2 barracks and just do pure man spam, whereas FreeStLeR will probably do 2 supplies, war factory barracks. As super weapon, you've got to be the aggressor. You've got to cause damage early. You've got to get the advantage. If you just do war factory barracks, you're naturally at a disadvantage because you're losing 150 every time you make a V. So Google seems to be doing something similar. Is he just going to do one full V? Or is he going to do a drop? It looks like he's going to do a drop. It's going to be 4 missile defenders and a ranger. And then behind that, he's doing a war factory. And it looks like actually Google's probably going for the oil capture. He's sending one ranger in that general direction. And Google's dropping off the other rangers. Yeah, he's going for the oil capture. And hoping FreeStLeR doesn't notice or realize that. And possibly FreeStLeR may not notice. Because this drop has now come in, FreeStLeR will be concentrating wholly on that, so it'll be interesting to see. If FreeStLeR does realize, he will realize now because he's collecting from there, he will be able to see it and hear it. He's got the capture upgrade already. There is a dozer in Free's base as well. And missile defenders have been dropped off in the back of Free's base. One dozer gone down, one V gone down. This is a really, really great start from Google, but the oil capture is going to be denied. And then there's a V fully loaded with missile defenders coming all the way across the map. Laser lock on Free's Chinook, taking one down, so now he's only on 3, but it's still an economic advantage. Just depends if Google can get the oils or not. FreeStLeR lost the V there. That was pretty full as well, so that's not good news for him. But Free's not collecting at all, it looks like. And Google's got some guys hidden in the bush. And another laser lock in. FreeStLeR is being torn apart so far. I mean, the only thing he's got going for him is he denied the oil capture, which has cost Google a bit of money and slowed him down a bit. But now Google's building a laser turret inside of FreeStLeR's base. That's going to prevent him collecting completely. He does not need the power upgrade to get that. Roll says, will I be practicing after these games? Probably not, to be honest. I'll probably play 0 hour tomorrow. For anyone who doesn't know, I've got my World Series Round 2 games tomorrow against Leader at 15 GMT. A guy called Millard will be streaming it. So I will share the link both on Facebook and Twitter and whatever. Probably tomorrow. Yeah, I probably won't play today, but tomorrow I'll probably play for a few hours before my games, just like last time. It's round 3 for me is where I need to put some serious practice in, which will be against Size. Or Shay. I'm hoping Shay. I'm going to take Size out. So FreeStLeR, to be honest, is in a pretty grim situation. Google's getting the oils. And FreeStLeR's not going to be able to deny it, I don't think. Meanwhile, Google's building a barracks inside of FreeStLeR's base. GG from FreeStLeR. 2-0 for Google. Really, really well played from Google. Google's playing super solid lately. And didn't even think that was that bad from FreeStLeR. FreeStLeR just kind of played it standard, but Google just knew how to take him apart. I think Google does like USA Mirrors, so he does kind of specialize in that, I think. But yeah, he did really, really well. He wants TD. Is it the TD normal? I just need to check. I think it's TD no bugs, no cars. So jumping into game number 3, we've got Google in the north with the pink China infantry general. We're in Tournament Desert than the original, just apart from no bugs, no cars. We've got FreeStLeR in the south with the stealth in the green. This is going to be really decent matchup, I believe. I think it's pretty well balanced on Tournament Desert. So we'll see how it goes. Cyrus D says leader is good and he's better than HSN. Really? I thought HSN put up a really decent fight. I'm doubtful if leader will be putting a stronger performance. And sometimes I think it's easier as a viewer to look at some games and just think, oh yeah, they Dominator played bad, or Dominator underestimated him, or Hassan's on the average, or whatever. But trust me, I was playing the game and I was playing at 100%, and he was playing super good. If leader plays any better than that, I'll be surprised. But yeah, he won't be underestimated. But yeah, I'd be surprised if leader could beat HSN in a 1v1. Personally, I'd be surprised. We've got GooGle going for 2 supplies, pretty standard. He's probably going to drop down a bunker over here. Some people like to drop down the supply here and then the bunker here, so you kind of cover the whole supply line. But he's just getting, I suppose, getting a bit more map control, and you seal off this entrance. So there's pros and cons to both things. Got FreeStLeR has taken an aggressive tunnel up by the oil. I actually recommend that in this matchup. Go in for an aggressive tunnel, but do it on the oil side. So even like if you do it here and you don't manage to break through the bunker, you haven't really achieved anything. But if you build a tunnel here and you do an attack and it fails and you don't really achieve anything, at least you've got the oil, or you can kill the oil, or you can harass the oil. So I do recommend it on that side. That was interesting from FreeStLeR. He literally drove towards it and then released terrorists. I thought he would unload the terrorists, go inside of it, go towards it, check for mines. But yeah, he didn't. So FreeStLeR looks like he likes the TNT, the supply, which he has done. And now the other side, the trucks are being harassed. That technical probably going to go down. It's at least going to be chased away. And now FreeStLeR is being aggressive on this right-hand side again. If he goes in now with that tech RPG, he can take out a dozer and the other truck. He actually probably did GooGle a favor by taking out the other truck. Because 2's alright as it is. But now GooGle's under big pressure. He's been harassed a lot. This one was just delayed, but this supply has been completely wrecked. And now he's got a super tech, I think. Yeah, super tech. Oh, that's bad. If he kills that supply now, I would finish that supply. Oh, don't lose the super tech, please. Oh, man. That's why I would have finished the supply, because you don't know. If you move out and over here and you drive over some mines, or you get caught out of place or whatever, then you're going to die. But if you just stayed there, he guaranteed wouldn't have been able to take out the supply. So FreeStLeR all out with the aggression again. He likes to be aggressive. Flamer down the middle from GooGle is going to be now taken out. So yeah, GooGle's still under massive pressure. You see here with the mine placement, because he's done the supply so far back, now the mines have appeared, and now the trucks have to go around because they mess with the ground. They do something in the truck's head, and it it means the trucks don't do the optimal collection. They have to go all the way around because of the mines. It's really stupid. So FreeStLeR, to be honest, is doing a really good harassment here. He's also keeping GooGle off this supply as well. So GooGle's only on $750. This aggression is really decent. GG for a down from GooGle in 4 minutes 30. He's just torn apart GooGle there. He's even got his oil behind it as well. That was a really decent play there from FreeStLeR. I think FreeStLER's GLA aggression is really decent. Do you remember what I said at the beginning of that game, though, about the placement of the second supply? And about where the bunker's positioned and it can cover the supply line? If GooGle had done that, I think he could have left the left supply unattended and the bunker would have done everything, and he probably could have won the game just based on that. It's all about the supply placement and the bunker placement. TD, no bugs, no cars. Stealth, inf, reverse. Okay, now we've got GooGle in the south for the tournament desert. He is in the pink Chile stealth. I'm expecting similar aggression. I'm expecting it to all in a similar place. But we'll see how GooGle might handle it differently. And we've got FreeStLeR in the green with the China infantry in the north. So yeah, I'm expecting similar from GooGle. The fact he's dropping down a barracks in that position, facing his base, and it's relatively quick as well. I'm expecting a terror attack. It could be from FreeStLeR a Helix build order, and GooGle, because I played with him in 2v2 before, he knows when there's a Helix build order coming, and a forward supply like this, he's going to then anticipate, from knowing him, he's probably going to anticipate that there's going to be a Helix build order. Yeah, he's going to know. This is obvious, I think. If I saw this as well, it's obvious to me. It depends if that barracks in the back gets spotted, but as soon as you see this truck, you instantly think Helix. So it'd be interesting now if GooGle switches straight into quads, because that's probably what's going to be needed. Yeah, Helix. See, you can just tell this is the Helix build order. You harass with the trucks as fast as possible. But I suppose maybe the one mistake you could pick out from FreeStLeR is that if it had stopped that tunnel, then GooGle would not see this barracks. But now what's going to happen is that truck's going to die. And if GooGle sees that barracks and sees what's coming here, then he's going to 100% know there's a Helix. So as soon as they go in there, they're going to know about the Helix. Oh, has GooGle lost both workers? He has. So GooGle's going to need to pump out quads. He might even need to cancel one of these, to be honest. He's going to need to pump out quads fast. It's basically an all-in. It's 100% all-in. It just depends if GooGle's going to have enough quads out or not. He's got only $225, so he could potentially have that much. He's dropped off a worker over here, so he is on low income. It doesn't... you know what? I think the door's just opened. He was making a terror attack, and then he's just realized what build order it is. And there's going to be a Helix. He's just realized now, I think. Yeah, and he's switched into quads, but is that going to be enough, though? Because if that goes straight across the map, now it's GG for GooGle. GooGle's going to be dead. Now GooGle's going to see it because the tech's in the base. But the defense here is really, really nice. It just depends how many quads can come out. Usually you need 3 to guarantee a victory. But to be honest, I think GooGle might be dead here. That Helix can just kill it all. The Helix can just kill it. It's as simple as that. Just target down the RPG. Oh, FreeStLeR. The thing is here, he now needs to target the terrorists, because those terrorists could finish all of this. He needs to force fire the ground with a terrorist. Not going to do it. That RPG's still alive. Are you kidding? The quad needs to be targeted now. Okay, so GooGle... I think GooGle's dead. It's yeah, especially with this supply. GooGle can't do anything about this, I don't think. GooGle's going to have to pull up a miracle if he's going to kill this. FreeStLeR's going to have to not be looking for a couple of seconds. Ada in the chat says, Dominator, do you, and including the community, play 5k starting money? No, no one ever does, to be honest. I think I've tried it like twice or 3 times in my life. But honestly, the games are so slow and boring. And 10k is the optimal money to get 2 supplies and get some units out to get some action going. If you do 5k starting money, all you're probably going to get is like 1 supply. Let's say you had a China mirror and 5k starting money. You're just going to get 1 supply, 1 war factory rushes and fights like that. And it's probably going to be decided very quick. You want to start with 10k. No, nobody... I can't remember the last time I saw a game starting with 5k. FreeStLeR, I think he's just won. Unless GooGle pulls off a miracle, like I said, he's got a supply here, so maybe. But I mean, that supply there, long distance, is not enough. He needs to get an arms dealer, which is 2,500. It's so expensive. And especially when you've got your main supplies being scouted, these have been an annoyance. Oh, there's another Helix. What the hell? Just switched straight into War Factory, man, and even scrap the GAT. Oh, he's beaking the tunnel. I thought he was beaking it for me. I mean, the Helix is already low because he just hung around engaging these RPGs for ages. And as soon as he flies over here, as soon as he flies over there, that tunnel's just going to pop a couple of RPGs. Or that one. And that Helix might go down. Well, I mean, there must be like, what? 2 or 3 RPGs, maybe 4? FreeStLeR. Oh no, the Helix might go down now. What an expensive loss, considering how far ahead he was. Okay, it does survive. Well, the RPGs... Yeah, the RPG... Or one RPG's caught outside. He's probably going to kill the oil. Is he going to get his own oil? Yeah, he's going for the oil capture, so actually he might get it. But sadly for FreeStLeR, there's a rebel gone inside of there now. If GooGle needs to target the minigunner, but the bunker is going to go down. I mean, with that oil captured, if he hasn't got that one. Where's the minigunner gone from that one? FreeStLeR, I suppose, is just playing it super safe. He knows he's won. He knows he's got the victory, but he is just playing it super safe. I'd even sell that power. Don't want to let GooGle get any XP. He's only on 247. He's probably going to get, yeah, how much to get? 100. I mean, FreeStLeR's now he's going to get the other oil. Once he gets the other oil, a couple of ECMs in this army just push out down the middle of Flamer and whatever. GooGle's just going to GG. It's too much for GooGle, even with the most perfect play. I mean, he's only just building his arms dealer now, but he's going to be so far behind when this army gets ready. FreeStLeR is playing it super cautiously though, and that might come back to bite him, like dropping down a command center already. I probably would have even dropped another war factory down sooner to get a bigger army out. Just go down the middle and it's GG. As soon as GooGle loses control here, he has nothing. That was bad Flamer from FreeStLeR. I think he might be a little bit nervous. That was not the best play. This truck, oh my god, poor truck. Or poor FreeStLeR rather. Okay, so I mean, GooGle's. I don't know how GooGle's backing it. Well, I do know how GooGle's backing it. It's just because Free's playing it super cautiously. You don't need that. Don't need that. What is he? Where's his dozer? Look at that, man. What the hell? He's moved his dozer from building the command center all the way over here. I think FreeStLeR's nervous. He's making mistakes and playing it way too cautiously. That Flamer in the middle was a bit weird as well. And again, though, he's not taking out the RPG first. You want to take out the RPGs first and then go for the tunnels. I mean, GooGle's moving that RPG back anyway. FreeStLeR's on a nice amount of XP. When he gets to 1500, he will be level 3. I suppose that's why he's dropping down the command center soon, because he killed all that stuff with the Helix. He's on level 3 now, so as soon as that's ready. So actually, I suppose it wasn't that bad of an idea making a command center. I just think it was a bit slow and too cautious after FreeStLeR got that massive advantage. GooGle's now dropping down the palace, so I suppose he's not out of this completely. But I still think he's so far behind. Hero said there was a 5k tournament. I can't remember what year it was. I think you're right, to be honest. I think that might have been. But honestly, imagine you're China or China Tank. And you start with 5k, so you build a dozer, you've got 4k left. You build a power, you've got 3k left. You build a supply, that's 1500 gone. So you've got what? You've got 1500 left. Then you're going to build a truck. And then by the time you finish, you can't even afford a war factory. So I mean, you're going to sell your command center, I suppose. Then you can build a war factory with no units until your trucks start collecting. It'll just end in one supply, one war factory, all-in builds, or really defensive builds until they manage to get 2 supplies. I mean, it's kind of interesting and kind of different, and I do like different. rather than just watching the same thing over and over again. But I just think 5k is a little bit too less. Maybe you could do like 7.5k or 6k, 7k, something like that. I just think 5k is a little bit too low. I mean, like USA mirrors. A supply costs 2k and a war factory costs 2k, and the Chinook costs 1200. So straight away, I mean, all you're going to see with USA mirrors would be one supply, 2 barracks all in, something like that, or mass oil grab. I mean, yeah, FreeStLeR is so far ahead. Look, just look at the amount of green on the map and the amount of stuff. Now, is he on? Yeah, he's on a second war factory now. So he did play it super cautious, I suppose. There's money on the line here. Grab $50 if I'm not mistaken. So he just wants to make sure he wins. But Google, I think, yeah, is just dragging this out. GG. In my eyes, it was over about 5 minutes ago. It was over as soon as Google cancelled that first unit. I instantly knew it was kind of GG in my view, anyway. Maybe some of the pros in the chat probably agree. Because you need, if you have 3 quads out and the helix is coming across and you spread the quads out, then you will take out the helix. But if the helix is already out and already loading up with infantry as the first quad is just being made, then it's not enough. It's way over. Let me guess what Google is going to choose for a map. Arctic Lagoon. Arctic Lagoon is here. Oh, I need to open a slot. Okay, turned out to be pretty exciting so far, and we're only, we can't be that far in. 48 minutes in, and we're already at 2-2. That's pretty quick so far, I would say. China, USA this time. We got China for Google in the south with the pink, his favorite color. He told me personally, he said, don't tell anybody, pink is my favorite color. China Vanilla in the Arctic Lagoon. And in the north, we got USA for FreeStLeR in the green. I'm expecting a FreeStLeR win here. I'm expecting Google will put up a big fight, but China Vanilla is considered probably not the weakest. I think Super Weapon is probably considered the weakest, but China Vanilla very, very weak in general. Actually, I suppose Super Weapon and China are probably equally, or very close equally as bad. It just depends on the map. Like if it's probably a massive map. Actually, if it's a close to map, I probably don't mind China that much, because you can do troop crawler rush. But if it's a wider open map like this, I think you have to favor the USA. But yeah, let's see what happens. We've got War Factory Barracks from Google. Looks like 2 perfect supply placements. Apart from this, there's a little bit far. Probably gonna have a bit of truck movement there. FreeStLeR collecting from both piles there, really good. And on the left hand side, another supply with another 2 Chinooks, as you would expect. FreeStLeR's defense usually in the early game of this is really decent. He likes to drop down an early fire base, which he's doing here. And then I'm expecting he's going to garrison that bunker. Is a really key bunker. Because you garrison that bunker and it eliminates anything from going in that flank. And it has to come through here. But FreeStLeR is going to go inside of here. Going to deny Google map vision. And Google is going for more of a, you could say solid build order. This is actually what I like to do. War Factory Barracks on the other side, and then another barracks by here. And it looks like he's preparing a troop crawler, actually. That's definitely looks like a troop crawler. Oh, he's dropping down a bunker, actually. And 2Vs is going to push down this right-hand side, probably straight into the bunker. Google looks like he's actually going for the oils, and you see what I mean about this gap. Well, I don't even know how it's got through there, to be honest. Oh yeah, it's got through there. That's Google's building. It's pushing down this left-hand side, but actually, yeah, FreeStLeR's gap in his defense has actually allowed this to go in. Got V's in the base of GooGle now. They've actually just gone all the way around that bunker. And GooGle already has GATs here. And that's the one loaded with missile defenders. One GAT does go down, but one V goes down as well. Actually, two Vs go down and two GATs. Probably could say that's an even trade, but generally you don't want to be losing any Vs. You shouldn't really be losing Vs as USA, or minimal losses. I mean, if you played it absolutely perfectly, but GooGle's going for the oils, and I don't think FreeStLeR has realized now. He needs to kill them oils ASAP. Actually, in Arctic Lagoon, they've got a lot more HP than in the normal Lagoon, because in normal Lagoon, they're actually a lot weaker. They're actually pretty much half dead, or beyond half dead. Looks like one truck has gone down here, and GooGle has cleared up what was in his base. GooGle now going for a supply on the right side as well. That will be a little bit open actually, because this bunker here is not really covering that much. A V could still probably go here and still kill the trucks. A V could also go here and still kill the trucks, so it's not that covered. More Vs in the base of GooGle now, but also a troop crawler and some tank hunters inside of FreeStLeR's base. I think FreeStLeR will be able to clear that up. I probably would like to see 2 more tank hunters from GooGle. 4 just seems a little low. GooGle's losing some trucks here, and GooGle has pumped everything into economy, and his economy is being hit as well. So GooGle probably won't have that many units out, because he's just built another supply over here, which has pretty much been denied straight away. I told you about that bunker placement. It's actually empty bunker anyway. And this is going to get cleared up. Like I said, just not enough tank hunters. If it had like 6 there, or waited until he cleared up what was in his base. I mean, it's never easy anyway. I talk about it as if it's easy. It's not easy. It's China vanilla at all. I suppose if you wanted to play it perfectly with that troop crawler, wait till another troop crawler was there with another 2 tank hunters, and FreeStLeR would not have been able to do much against it, to be honest. But I think he was trying to put under pressure to try and distract FreeStLeR. I think GooGle might have been a bit optimistic with that bunker and with also that. Do you need a bunker there really when you've got this? Debatable. But he did nice to get the oils, to be honest. I think if he got the oils and didn't go for that supply on the right and just did a more defensive build order rather than that troop crawler, I think he could have done pretty well. But FreeStLeR does take that pretty convincingly. So GooGle won the first 2 games, and FreeStLeR now doing a bit of a comeback. He's now won 3 in a row. This challenge is sponsored by AKA Baloney. $50 on the line. I think 50. Need to check that now. I think it's 50. Yeah, $50. FreeStLeR said 2 minutes, please. What he means there is the smoke broke, like GooGle quite rightly pointing out. He does like to take smoking breaks between games. I swear he's like a chain smoker or something. It's been 54 minutes since we started, and he needs one already. Maybe it's the extra stress. He needs one to calm down or something. Okay, we just got 1 minute to wait while FreeStLeR's having to smoke. Everybody has to wait for him. I'm expecting Google will probably win the reverse. So far, yeah, so far it hasn't actually been the strongest army always winning. Google won the USA mirrors, and FreeStLeR won the stealth in both ways. So, yeah, not always is the strongest army winning. Google says we have 1 hour 15. I think Google might have to go in 1 hour 15. I think that's why. But yeah, hopefully this is FreeStLeR's last smoking break. Maybe he just needs one little boost of nicotine and then he's back in the game. Google seems pretty adamant he's leaving in 1 hour 11 minutes. It would be nice if they finished the challenge. I would not like to see it cut short. Free did say 2 minutes, and I'm sure we're approaching like 4 or 5 minutes now. The World Series is still well underway. Round 2 has started, by the way, so 64 players have now become 32. I think round 1 kind of eliminated... a lot of the pros will have eliminated some weaker players. So from round 2, you will get... There are some good matchups to be made and some good strong games. So on Thursday... I'll be streaming Mr. X versus Vivid. That'll be quite an interesting game. Mr. X, pretty much an old pro. I don't think he is not quite on the level of Vivid. Vivid's kind of a new pro, so it's kind of new versus old. So we'll see how that goes. I think Vivid's been playing a lot more active though. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, so make sure you tune in for that on Thursday. It's quite early in the day, so it's like 13:30 UK time or 12:30 GMT on Thursday. Oh, wrong spot. That's it.
You have been defeated.
Okay, now with the correct spots, jumping into game number 6. So we got USA for Google in the north with the pink USA. And in the south we've got green for FreeStLeR with the China Vanilla. I think Google's got the advantage. Pretty much everyone will agree. USA has the advantage over China Vanilla. But let's see if FreeStLeR can make it into kind of the later game and manage to get MiGs with Napalm. That's when China Vanilla has its biggest success. Let's see if he's able to get to that stage. Someone in the chat said, or Pret in the chat said, "Oi Domi, what about 2 armies match? Ally surrenders at start, so you have 2 armies." Someone offered me that. I think they offered me to play against Boyka or someone. I think it'll be interesting, to be honest. I think you'll probably get the same thing happening, which is like, what armies would you get? You probably get like air GLA, make power and just pump out units and get to fast palace, or yeah, probably air demo, something like that. Yeah, it's an interesting concept. I don't think it's been done many times before. It's interesting. Anyway, we've got FreeStLeR going for 2 supplies and pretty much the same build order as GooGle, but he's done the barracks before that supply. So his tank hunters are going to be slightly faster around the map. But that supply will be a little bit slower and his income will be a little bit lower than GooGle was before. GooGle dropping down a fire base on the left, whereas FreeStLeR obviously the one on the right side. V coming straight down the middle, or sorry, straight down the right side, and now into the middle, avoiding this bunker. Where is the drone? I'm not sure quite where the drone is. Looks like 3 missile defenders inside of there, and that GAT has already gone low, going to now need to repair, and these trucks are now in danger. There is a GAT already in GooGle's base. It's going to send that Chinook low. Oh, very close to low. That must be like on the brink of being low. Trucks going down for FreeStLeR. Well, that one has survived on, again, basically 0 HP. It's now going to be cleared up by FreeStLeR. And FreeStLeR now trying to go for the oil. If he'd have done the red guard in the back, though, he would have captured that. Those are going down for FreeStLeR, and he's only got 1 left on the right side, so it's not completely out of doses. The building in the middle is taken out, and the tank hunter inside of there is taken out as well. I'm expecting GooGle probably behind this to make now the tow missile upgrade. Yeah, the only thing about GooGle's defense is that line there. A GAT can easily get there and get to his supply, probably without being hit by the firebase. So oil now being captured, but the trucks, oh, the supply's being forced to be sold. That's a good idea to sell the supply because I think the supply's dead, or at least it's probably going to be dead. But it saves him a bit of money, gets him a bit of money back, and also the oh, that's a mistake from GooGle. Lost a pretty full V there. It saves the XP going to GooGle from the supply and also gets a bit of money back from FreeStLeR, but now he's got to rebuild it. Supply being rebuilt, and the airfield is now up. The drone is here, actually, so I don't know if you can see the airfield or not. I think it's just out of vision. So second supply being re-established for FreeStLeR. He's only on 850, and I don't see any MiGs yet either. So is GooGle going to try and defend? He's got flashbangs, so, and the strategy center being dropped down as well. When the strategy center gets dropped down, this push by the tank hunters is so much easier to clear up because you can just outrange them. You can just literally pick them off at range without being hit.
Search and destroy.
So search and destroy is deployed by Google. So yeah, with the search and destroy flashbangs inside of here, that's going to be painful. The only way a V should go down really is if Google makes a mistake. I don't think he will. Yeah, he did lose a little bit of HP on the ambulance there. But yeah, Avengers are already out. So even if the MiGs are out, which they are actually, they're out. But Google knows these are coming because the drone. But actually, he might still hit the Vs. I mean, he hits one, he picks off the ambulance. And the other V is low. Gat's now by the firebase. Gat's going to go down so easily. It was a bit of a waste really from FreeStLeR. Probably would have been better just to go down the left-hand side. Like I said before, that bunker's been empty the whole game. Steve Holmes says, is there a delay on the stream? Yeah, there's a chunky delay. There's a 2-minute delay on the stream today. As per request from the FreeStLeR. Yeah, once this blob of infantry is taken out, I really can't see FreeStLeR doing anything against these Vs. There's Colonel Burton in the base now as well. Oh, Colonel Burton. I mean, Colonel Burton was going to die anyway because there's mines there. And I don't think he knows about the mines. I think he's, again, just out of range possibly. But a troop caller did spot it, but I don't think it makes a difference. This blob, but this army is just so difficult to deal with China. This is why it's imbalanced, because once you get to this, it's literally over. I mean, once you get like 4 or 5 Avengers out, you need so many MiGs to break through that. It's like not even funny how many MiGs you need. GG from FreeStLeR. So yeah, 3-3. Looks like it's going to be a close series. Going to remake straight away because Google did say it needs to go in 1 hour. So I don't want the games to just end without being finished. It's now FreeStLeR's map pick. Or Sand Scorpion is one of the maps. Maybe he'll choose that. FreeStLeR is picking Plant Waste. It is on the topic. Yeah, is it that I think they wanted to practice World Series maps? But actually, this map made it into the topic. I don't know who added this. I guess FreeStLeR added it. Maybe he's strong on this map, or something. Rafe says, Domi, you need better mods, not donators as mods. Well, none of my current mods, apart from Hero a little bit, are donators. Anyway, we've got Google in the south with the Tox, and in the top right, we've got a laser for FreeStLeR. So pretty pretty balanced. I probably would give Tox the edge, perhaps, but on this map it is a little bit strange because USA can defend quite easily because you've got these two bunkers that can defend. Build a fire base and it pretty much protects that whole supply, and the only way in this way is just through here. It's not like you've got a massive gap behind the supply where you can like attack through here where it's all blackened out and stuff. And you've got these sort of blocking the way of GLA. So yeah, I think this gear, I think it's probably in favor of Tox a little bit, but it's not far off a 50-50 matchup, I don't think. I suppose it is hard for the Vs to get in because once the tunnels seal off these entrances, once you get inside of these, it is hard for them to get in. But I don't think Laser's out of the question. I think Laser's definitely got a chance of winning here. So we've got a tech RPG, but with terrorists inside of there as well. It's a tech terror with RPGs as well. It's going to come straight through the middle, and FreeStLeR is going to be out of position. His V has gone straight to the right side, and he might actually stop that tunnel. But he is going to lose... what, probably this supply, I think? Yeah, he's going to lose that supply. Google's going to spread them out so they don't kill each other. And he's going to try and harass the main supply of FreeStLeR. Probably would have been better if he'd got inside of there. I mean, hindsight's always a wonderful thing because the tech's almost dead now anyway. I think he's going to get inside of there, actually. He is going to make it. FreeStLeR has expanded to a top left supply pretty fast as well. I don't know if Google will fully even realize that at all. Once the USA gets a fire base up as well, it's kind of hard to push into it because it is kind of in this corner. The annoying thing about this map is these rocks where you can't build on top of the rocks. You have to force fire them to clear them. It's really, really stupid. So if they make a V2 or a V3 or whatever of this map, they need to get rid of those rocks because they are really, really annoying. So yeah, FreeStLeR's doing pretty well so far. I mean, yeah, he lost that supply, and yeah, Google got inside of that bunker, but it doesn't really mean that much. I think Google's trying to dozer her now. Google's also trying to get in the main base of FreeStLeR. Does take out the war factory, and is now taking out the dozer, and he's going to probably take out the fire base as well, actually. So he's doing pretty well, considering FreeStLeR, I thought, played really, really well. Google is managing to stay in there, definitely, and cause some big, big damage. Do I know any Arabic streamers? No, I don't think so. Apart from I think Google speaks Arabic. But no, I don't know anyone that streams Zero in Arabic language. I don't think so, no. Three supplies now from Google, but he has lost a lot of map. Well, he's lost the top left map control, and also that bunker's been taken out. So he's still got like 50% or something like that. But now the Vs and the ambulance are in the main base of Google, and that V almost going down. Second V does go down, actually. So now Google should be able to push that back. But Google's actually engaging over here, just killing some Rangers. So Free's doing pretty well. He's stabilized pretty much. He's on 2 supplies. What he could do, actually, yeah, collect from there with the extra Chinook that he's got. So he's actually on more than 2 supplies, whereas Google's on a full 3 supplies. He's making loads and loads of techs because he does have 2 arms dealers. Google does have the capture upgrade now, so he will be able to get the oils very, very soon. So he's now getting the oils. Another tunnel going up for Google there. I think if he fully loads that bunker and repairs it, that'll provide a nice defense here, but the Vs could still get in here. But I mean, that tunnel's going to provide a good bit of defense. Google, once he gets them oils, will probably need to go Palace. He's preparing another terror tech, actually. 2,300 or 3 grand now for Google. So yeah, both oil captures now for Google, but he's got these Vs to deal with in his base. So tech's coming in to try and corner this. I think the Vs will take a little bit of damage, but they'll still probably come out on top. Nice micro from FreeStLeR, moving his units back. Tech comes in with the terrorists. And GooGle does have a still decent-ish army back in his base. But FreeStLeR is just going to have more Vs after this, even if this wave dies, which I don't know if it is fully going to die. There's a lot of techs out there, so if GooGle gets the surround on, which he's coming in now, 1V. 1V is definitely going to go down, and all of the missile defenders inside of it. I think GooGle will clear this up, but he's also going to scrap up some of his stuff as well. He's also established a fourth supply even, on that far right-hand side. So FreeStLeR is now losing his supply in the far left, or top left rather, and the Vs are pushing down the middle. I think GooGle's got a big advantage here. Palace being dropped down from GooGle as well. Remember, it's a best of 13, first to win 7 games. That'll take GooGle over halfway if he does win this game. That supply's taking a beating from a load of techs, going down really, really slow. But FreeStLeR is clearing out the middle a bit, and GooGle's going to lose 1 oil at least, maybe a second. So FreeStLeR now only on 1 supply. I mean, he's long distance collecting with his other Schnooks. He's collecting with 3 Schnooks there. Technicals coming in from the back, going to pick off an ambulance probably, but GooGle still needs to be careful because a lot of Vs here. He can still lose a lot of techs, but in the meantime, FreeStLeR is going to lose a lot of Vs as well. So it's going to be a trade-off. And FreeStLeR is going to lose the engagement. I think he might just GG here, to be honest. He's losing way too much. So yeah, really nice surround there from GooGle, coming in from the front and the back. Took out all of these, is now scraps up and vetted up all his technicals, so they're now even stronger. GooGle's now got full map control. FreeStLeR, sorry, now on a second supply there, sorry. Forgot to mention that. Yeah, now the buggies are out and the full map control, I really can't see a way FreeStLeR is going to win it. I think FreeStLeR will probably stay a few more minutes, but I really think he's GG. He is level 3, so maybe A10. A10, a decent hit on one of the tunnels when the army pops. That could probably bring him back into it, but even then, let's just look how much stuff GooGle has got. The whole map's covered in pink. So the oil is taken out for 1V. You probably could say that's worth it maybe for taking out the oil. But I mean, GooGle has the bottom left, sorry, the bottom right and the top left supplies. But these buggies can just pick off everything at range. GooGle's also 3-star. Does not have a command center though. So he could be getting the bounty here. But actually, he's not. He's not getting the bounty because he's not dropped down a command center. Even a scaffold and then cancelled it. He's He is not getting the bounty. And also like Rebel Ambush, which could probably end the game here as well. If you got the Toxin upgrade, yeah, he's got the Gamma upgrade along with the Toxin Rebel Ambush level 2. Or even level 3 if he saved. Nah, he should have level 2. It could just decimate this army and GG right there. Pathfinder's now out, 2 fire bases out. But these Gamma tunnels just do so much damage to these Vs. So FreeStLeR must GG soon. He must know this is near the end. Yeah, GG. Google just has too much.
You have been
we saw the
defeated.
command center being finally dropped down there from Google, but a bit late, the command center. Okay, we're now going to have the reverse. Okay, so now we've got Google on the top right of Plant Waste with the pink USA laser. And we've got FreeStLeR with the GLA Tox in the green in the bottom left. Yeah, this is not a map in the World Series tournament, so people could analyze the strategies from this map, which is a pretty unique map to be honest, let's be fair. People could analyze the strategies in this map, but it wouldn't really pay off in the World Series. I mean, you could maybe take some things from it, but it's kind of a unique map with the passages to the sides, these corner bases and these rocks, the oils in the middle, and these bunkers. It's kind of a very unique map. I don't think Laser's completely out of this. Like I said before, I think Tox is probably considered a little bit stronger on this map. Probably like 55-45 or 60-40, something like that. But I certainly think Laser has a chance at winning. It just depends. Once Laser gets the Vs in your base and your arm still is under threat, that's when you've got the biggest chance. That's what you need to do. I mean, it sounds simple. Just get the army in the base and close down their main production. It's all about Tox trying to hold off them Vs and stop them from getting in the base, like using these bunkers. Just try and stop them breaking through. Pretty much like on any map, to be honest. You could say same about Tournament Desert as well. That worker is not going down just yet. The tunnel's going to be on 93%, but I think the tunnel might be finished now. That worker needs to go inside of there. It's going to be delayed a little bit. 1V already out with some missile defenders already. Fast Air in the chat says, I don't think FreeStLeR will win another game now. Well, he's won 3 so far. If he wins this, it's going to be obviously 4-4, so they've been pretty even so far. And some of his performances have been actually better than Google's, like the Inf Stealth both ways, winning both with completely different armies. Like the USA Murray, yeah, Google's really good with USA. He won both ways, but FreeStLeR won both with Stealth and Inf. And I thought he put on a super, super good performance. I think FreeStLeR is going to win at least one more. He could potentially win this one. So I wouldn't count him out, but let's see. I might be wrong. Tech RPG going to get stopped there. We're pretty much killing nothing. That was not that great by FreeStLeR. Losing all them RPGs early on is not really something you want to do. FreeStLeR's getting some good map control, though, once you get inside of these bunkers. FreeStLeR's also sending a quad down the side of the map, but I think the Vs, if the Vs are just even remotely in that area, they can just close it down so easy. Is Google going to spot that? Well, he might have spotted it, but it's not really doing much anyway now. So what FreeStLeR might do is actually send that in when these Vs move out. So this is going to be the moment of truth because he lost so many RPGs. Is he going to be able to hold these Vs off from pushing straight down the map? He's also not inside of them bunkers, so... I mean, it is a bit of a weird map, like I said before. If you step over them barrels and FreeStLeR shoots them barrels, you can lose a lot of HP on your Vs. Also, this bunker here, depending on how many RPGs are inside of there, he's only got one inside. So the Vs, if they get in the base, FreeStLeR needs to get in that bunker. That's his priority there. These RPGs standing here doing nothing. He needed more inside of there. If he'd had like 3 in there, one of those Vs would have guaranteed gone down. And the other 2 maybe in there. I mean, if these Vs get in the base, it's not good news for FreeStLeR at all. So maybe if Fast Air's prediction will come true. Okay, FreeStLeR doing a nice defense, actually. One V has already gone down. I think the second V is going to get picked off as well. And a load of missile defenders, but FreeStLeR is losing techs in the meantime. It definitely wanted to garrison that building sooner. FreeStLeR now expanding to a 3rd supply. GooGle's still on 2. It's kind of similar to the previous game, really. But FreeStLeR just has this tunnel here. So GooGle now is getting cornered, but he's just going to unload these missile defenders. Sorry, these RPGs here, I think, are too far out of the way. And I think the Vs might be able to just take them out. Probably should have loaded them up inside the... I mean, he probably could have killed that V. GooGle was not paying attention then. I think he was paying attention over here, killing that quad finally. But he could have picked off a V there, I'm pretty sure. But he turned back at the last minute. So it's kind of similar to the other game, but I think FreeStLeR's not as far ahead as GooGle was, because at this point, FreeStLeR should be getting the oils like GooGle was in the previous game, but he didn't do enough damage in the early game. So it's going to be interesting now, because GooGle's going to have a... GooGle's also on 3 supplies now. I think making another Chinook on there is probably a mistake. Whoa, what's he doing? Well, how the hell is that one collecting back here? Did he lose that supply at one point? I can't remember. Maybe he did, because there's obviously explosions there. But yeah, that's a mistake from GooGle. Oh no, what's going on? I'm confused. He's got 3 here, but only 1 collecting there. That's strange. If anything, you want 3 here, because there's... Well, there was 3 piles. FreeStLeR now unloading some attack RPGs. Search and destroyers deployed. This is a formidable army now from GooGle. FreeStLeR's going to need an insane engagement to deal with that. Needs to be loads of RPGs inside of there. I feel like that's probably one of the better chances. FreeStLeR's also on 2 arms dealers like GooGle was in the previous game. Not 5 workers in his main. He's also got 4 workers there. So there's a few more workers, I would say. FreeStLeR now pushing in with loads of techs, and what he might be doing here is just trying to make GooGle go back into his base. Is he going to try and dozer hunt? I don't know if this is a great... This is not a great place where you want your techs. I mean, this army, once it comes up, these techs are going to get screwed. How are those techs going to get out now? What are those techs actually going to do? When they're trapped like that, you need to get out of there ASAP, but I think... FreeStLeR is going to escape with a few. Oh, he's not even going to escape with a few. What's he doing? He's force firing the ground, but there's nothing there. Still no oil capture just yet. I think there's a rebel there. All of them techs completely wasted. Google's now way ahead in XP. He's ahead by double. Oh, he is going for a terror tech. And a search and destroy is taken out. Okay, that'll make the army a lot easier to deal with. And if he got the dozer, that would have been so much better for him. So it would have put Google under so much pressure. But now this massive army. I mean, Google could do a D-Day drop, which is basically... I like to call it a D-Day drop because you get all of your Chinooks, all of your Vs, and just fly straight across the map. Avoid all of the defenses and just drop straight inside of FreeStLeR's base. The only risk is if he has technicals right underneath your Vs when you land, then they can cause big damage to your Vs. Oil going down now in the middle. This did capture it, but it's going to go down pretty much instant. The other oil is not captured, so only captured one. Google is under pressure on this right side, and there's Stinger being built close to his base actually as well. There's another load of technicals in the base, but Command Center's already up, and there's already 2 dozers. Search and Destroy is being rebuilt. Still no Palace from FreeStLeR, although he does have the entire map now, so it's pretty much the same as last game, but FreeStLeR is just not as convincing, and Google doing a lot better. Yeah, I feel like once it gets to this stage, it's really hard for USA to do anything. You need to get through so many barriers as the USA to get to the GLA base. It's so hard for USA to deal with. Which is why in the beginning I said maybe 55, 45, 60, 40. But I mean, Google's not doing too bad. He's now got Search and Destroy, so all of these Vs, again, are so much harder to deal with. Colonel Burton has taken out that supply in the top left as well. Google's close to 3-star, but there's now a big push inside of Google's base. So FreeStLeR, rather than taking on the head on engagement with the Vs, he's quite rightly just going for the counter-attack and making Google go back. Is the Palace now being dropped down? No, still no Palace being dropped down. And Colonel Burton's now killing the refinery, which actually FreeStLeR did get. FreeStLeR's also got the other oil, who's now on 1 oil. Dozer caught out of place. And actually, if he had a Jarman, he could get that, but obviously he's miles off a Jarman. Palace now being dropped down there. I think that's probably a bit of a risky place. I mean, once it gets to like this, you're kind of safe once it gets to that percentage. But the risk is, if those Vs do break through and manage to stop that Palace, that's a big, big blow. A10 comes at the right time and takes out the tunnel. Oil goes really, really low as well. But you see, this Palace is going to be under threat. This V army could easily go here, and unless there's loads of RPGs inside of these, which I'm probably going to guess there's not actually that many. Google's obviously now 3-star because we saw the A10. Oh, FreeStLeR just needs... If he had loads of RPGs inside of there, he could win the game, but if he doesn't, it might cost him the game. 1V does go low, but that Palace, you see what I mean about the risk? Because you built it in such an open place. 1V has gone down so far. But that's going to be so hard to deal with now. He might be producing buggies now. Must be getting the Gamma upgrade, but that Palace is going to go down so fast. Google now on 2k or 2.2k of XP points. Palace has gone down, and I think FreeStLeR might have lost it, you know. It's just like literally... Google does not have much behind this because he's mined out of his other supplies, or pretty much mined out. So any Vs that FreeStLeR can pick off, if he picks off like half of that army, I'd say he's still got a chance, but he needs to pick off the Vs because this is just so hard to deal with. I mean, what has he actually got that's going to deal with that? It's not much. See, he doesn't even have the Gamma, so these Vs are going to survive versus the tunnels. Remember, if you enjoy these challenges, by the way, guys, remember to hit like on the stream. We always get loads and loads of views, but not many likes. And we get it to over 100 likes. There's going to be more 1v1 challenges like this on my channel in the next couple of weeks. I've got at least 2 planned, like in the next 7 days. There's also on Thursday is going to be Mr. X versus Vivid for the World Series. I think it's round 2. Yeah, round 2. That'll be on my channel on Thursday. But yeah, apart from that, there'll be the other separate 1v1 challenges. So FreeStLeR did manage to get 1 buggy out, actually, so he's picked off 1 V. GooGle has a lot of Vs behind this, though, despite not having that much income anymore. I just think FreeStLeR's not done enough for the whole game. He didn't cause enough damage in the beginning. His tech RPG got completely annihilated. Colonel Burton's back causing damage over here now. GooGle's going to be level 5 soon. This is GG. This is over FreeStLeR. I think FreeStLeR might need a cigarette after this. I reckon he's going to go for his cigarette. That was a nice play from GooGle, but I think it was more just poor performance from FreeStLeR. I didn't really see any that great aggression in the beginning. GooGle just played it as solid and as he should. It wasn't like magnificent. I just feel like FreeStLeR played it a little bit poor. Just from what I saw anyway, in my view. Let me know in the chat what you think. Like, FreeStLeR's only aggression in the beginning was 1 tech RPG, which completely failed. He didn't even like attempt to go back or pop it early to try and pick off 1V. And then he also sent 1 quad in a little bit late, but it wasn't really doing anything. And then when it was doing something, GooGle killed it straight away. So FreeStLeR picked Plant Waste. Let's see what map is GooGle going to pick. Tournament Arena is an option. Snowy Drought, I think he will probably choose. Canyon of the Dead, I reckon he'll choose, actually. Canyon. This is the map I was talking about earlier in the stream. About the terror cars. So this spot up here actually has 2 terror cars accessible here in this little village. Whereas down here in the bottom left, this one has a car. So they're going to agree no cars because it's imbalanced. OOB XCal says, liked, nice commentary, thanks man. means a lot from the legend of Zero. Bottom left, we've got China Vanilla with GooGle in the pink. He's saying no cars. I was guessing he's a GLA. Oh, no, he was no GLA. It's China Mirror, actually. So I think they're going to have to reverse this with the reverse spots. So let's see who's going to win this one. I think FreeStLeR's China Mirror is pretty good, but I think GooGle's is super good. So let's just see how FreeStLeR is going to compete. Let's see. So yeah, we've got FreeStLeR. Did I introduce him or not? FreeStLeR in the green with the China Vanilla. So yeah, I saw a little bit of debate on the forums as well, actually, by the placement of the command center, and then you build the power, and then it actually obstructs slightly the supply, so you have to build it kind of sideways. If GooGle hadn't built that sideways, I think the trucks would have been forced out a little bit. Looks like a perfect supply placement from FreeStLeR on both actually. It's always pretty hard to do it there, but that's probably pretty much as optimal as you can get it. 2 supplies from GooGle, but his build is a lot slower, but he's done 3 doses in an aggressive war factory, so I can't see FreeStLeR really waypoint scouting that. That's really probably the only place you see aggressive war factories on this side. It's kind of weird. You never see an aggressive war factory on this side. It's always on this side, but you'd think if the map was played from this way, you think you would see aggressive war factories here, because it's kind of mirror map. I mean, am I seeing it different? Am I seeing it wrong? Yeah, you always tend to see the war factories aggressive here on the... Oh, but this is potentially bad from GooGle because the war factory is wide open now. FreeStLeR is going to see that as well. So if FreeStLeR stops that... what's the unit? It doesn't really matter, to be honest, what unit comes out now. Even if there's a Battle Master, which is not... The war factory is going to go down. Don't know if he waypoint scouted that. I don't think he did. But has FreeStLeR... Yeah, he's seen the flamer. So it's not a really good start from Google, because now he's got these 2 units coming through the middle and this flamer on the left hand side, and he's only got 1 war factory to defend it, so it might be a build order loss straight away. The war factory is going down though, so it is causing some damage. It's not completely not paid off, but it's just, can Google hold against these 3 units which are now in his base? I'm gonna guess probably not, because this flamer here and this flamer here, that's just gonna wreck him. That's gonna end the game. This flamer is doing wonders though. Power FreeStLeR, you want to start building the power before the power goes down. You don't want to start building it after, because it obviously builds so much slower. But I think Google's lost, honestly. That flamer, yeah, it killed the power plant and killed the war factory, but look at his base. Once he loses the power and that supply, he's got 4,100. He's floating a bit of cash. And that flamer's going to go behind and cause so much hassle, because the supply won't be able to rebuild if it just flame walls over the supply. Google has rebuilt his base, like on the right side over here. But I just think Google's build order has just not worked out. Obviously, hindsight's an amazing thing, and if that build order had worked, it would have been amazing. But I think it's obviously a lot safer just to do 2 supplies, 2 war factories. It's just a much more safer. It's like so risky that this war factory is not going to work out. Obviously, when it does work out, though, it probably looks amazing and everyone probably wants to copy it. But in this case, yeah, it's just sadly not worked out for Google. Yeah, Google's truck's being killed here as well. I think if Google really has to go in 26 minutes or whenever he has to go, then he probably should just quit now, because I don't think... I mean, maybe he can come back, but I think he's just taking too much damage and not caused enough himself. I mean, in terms of XP, they're not actually that far apart. FreeStLeR is slightly ahead. And Google is now re-establishing his supply on the left-hand side. It does already have this as well, but even if that outpost died, as soon as those trucks are rebuilt, this flame is already here. And the flame is just going to keep a distance and just kill it at a distance. FreeStLeR putting on some more aggression, and another truck is going to go low. Second war factory being established from Google, so he is managing to stabilize, I suppose, but FreeStLeR is just ahead. He's now getting a propaganda center as well, which is going to mean faster Lotus than Google, and Google will then, well, FreeStLeR will, sorry, be able to get the oils. So yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle for Google no matter what he does at this point. I think the only way he could probably turn the battle is if he gets another one of his own sneaky flamers inside of FreeStLeR's base. As I said before, in case you missed it, it's best of 7. Sorry, not best of 7. What am I about? Best of 13, first to win 7 games. Ah, that's painful. Oh no, both trucks have been TNT'd. They're both guaranteed to go down. Nothing can happen. Xcal said Google's build order might have done well versus War Factory Barracks. Yeah, I agree, but how often do you see... I've been commentating and watching pro games a lot. And in a China Mirror, War Factory Barracks, you very rarely see it. Probably you see Size do it a couple of times, maybe Rage would do it. But I think 90 or 95% of the time you see double War Factory. It just counters everything. Whether the opponent goes oil build or whether he goes Helix or whatever, the double War Factory just kills everything. And they always said, like, in 1.06... the unofficial patch that nobody really plays anymore. In that patch, 2 war factories was just made even more overpowered. You literally couldn't do anything else. Can't remember what exactly happened, but Helixes were just like completely useless. Oh, it's because China Vanilla, the China Vanilla units just produce faster and they're cheaper. So literally 2 or 3 war factories was the only optimal best thing you could do in 1.06. Like for any of the factions, actually. And Helix's kind of went completely out the window. Okay, so FreeStLeR is slowly maybe pulling this back at 5-3. Gonna go. I think we're gonna go back on Canyon of the Dead, and they're gonna swap swap spots, I believe. I'm just gonna ask them. I'm not the host of this. I'm just a streamer, so. No, I said at start, no reverse. Oh, okay. Snowy Drought. Snowy Drought V4. Jiloff Smith says, I do remember the nickname Dominator. Was he playing pre-2010? If you're talking about me, then no. When did I reinstall the game? Like 2009, 2010? I used to play under the name Shock and Awe. Shock and Awe, all one word. USA Nuke. Well, with random reverse, let's guess who's going to win this one. It's going to be Google's going to lose this one, and then FreeStLeR will lose the next one. USA Nuke. On this map, I don't think Nuke can really do much. I mean, let's see. Got Google with the pink China Nuke in the south of Snowy Drought, and in the north we've got FreeStLeR with the green USA Vanilla. But yeah, I just think Vanilla USA has got so much more of an advantage over Nuke. I think everyone agrees that. But especially on a big wide open map like this where Nuke's units take so long to get across the map, I think Nuke's going to have a really hard time. I mean, if anyone's going to pull it off, then maybe Google can. I mean, this is why I'm expecting War Factory Barracks. Or maybe it's going to be War Factory Fast Propaganda. Where's the drone, though? Because sometimes I like to do the drone over here so you can see if it's going to be a Fast Propaganda. Because you pretty much always know there's going to be a War Factory here, and it's going to be probably one of three things: a GAT, an outpost, or a Battlemaster, all of which you're going to need to defend with a V. So you pretty much know what's going to be there. So if you're thinking about it slightly ahead of time, you probably want to drop the drone here, because here is where the player can either do a barracks, War Factory, or a propaganda. That's where you want to think a little bit different, because yeah, everyone's reaction is just drop the drone in the middle of the base, see what's coming. But actually, if you see it's going to be a 2 supply build order, it's probably worth dropping the drone there so you can see. First V coming across the map. It looks like only one or maybe two. Yeah, 2 missile defenders inside of there, I think. First Battlemaster already going low. We're going to cause a little bit of damage to this V though. And actually, I think FreeStLeR might have realized what's going on. I think, unless he saved the scan, he seems to be aware. Is the propaganda center going to go down though? Oh, it's actually going to go over here to the right side, trying to hunt the dozer, maybe cause a bit of damage to these trucks. The dozer picked off. There is a GAT in FreeStLeR's base, causing a bit of damage to this fire base. Google's trucks both gone down. That's leaving him with not much money now because, yeah, that Overlord's an expensive investment, and those 2 trucks gone down. That's not a good spot for Google. Overlord ECM, though, probably will be able to kill this V. I can't really see any way that V's going to survive. ECM has already locked it down, and there's now a Lotus out. FreeStLeR will be aware of the Lotus because the drone is there, as we said before. Yeah, I did play under the name Shock and Awe. I think I was kind of taking the game serious then, but not like, I wasn't super experienced. Yeah, I don't really. I did come Yeah, I came third place. I only remember the other day I came third place in the World Series 2013, I think. I don't know how, because I used to do just all-ins all the time. So a few of these have been picked off actually by Google, but now as soon as these missile defenders start laser locking, these overlords just take so much damage so quick. And as soon as the ECM takes too much and goes down, the overlords are just literally free picking for the missile defenders. So can Google hold on here? He probably needs a GAT on this overlord here, and maybe another ECM. Oh, he's lost the propaganda summit though. So yeah, he's got a GAT here now as well. Search and destroy missile defenders though. And that overlord's going low, but it's not going to go down, I don't think. Oh, it is now. See what I mean? As soon as the ECM dies, that's literally it. The overlord's instant. Even this one's going to go. Oh, it might die. Oh no. I think he attacked moved it. And it attacked the drone because the drone was closer. So actually that drone that I was picking on in the beginning saying needed to be over here. Actually, that drone just killed an overlord. So, crazy stuff. I mean, I think the game was decided anyway. 5-5 now is the score. Even if Google wins the reverse, he's still one game off winning. So... the question is, like, what do they do after this game? Do they just do 3 mirrors? Or I'm confused about what happens after this game. Okay, so we've got the reverse Google now with the USA. I'm expecting a clean sweep here again for USA, as I said before, but let's see. Roll says in 2015 I was 4th place against Hawkeye. Yeah, I think I remember that. I wasn't really that bothered about 3rd place, to be honest. So I don't think I really tried. I don't think there was even much prize money or any prize money at that point. It might have been like $20. I really have a lack of motivation ever for playing 3rd place playoff. Yeah, I just like, I hate 3rd place playoff. I mean, great, you win $20 and you get 3rd place, but who cares about bronze 3rd place? That's just my opinion anyway. But yeah, I didn't even know I came 4th in 2015, to be fair. War Factory Barracks from Google with 2 supplies, pretty much standard. FreeStLeR is doing what Shay likes to do, which is 2 supplies, 2 War Factories, but he does his first supply and War Factory a little bit more aggressive. His closest to, rather. And then what I think he will do, because I was talking to FreeStLeR about this the other day, is send his first 2 units down one side together, because he said it was super strong and it worked against him in the World Series when FreeStLeR, if you didn't know already, got knocked out in the first round of the World Series by Shay. He had a first round really hard, to be honest. In 2019, he went up against who did he? Oh, me. He went up against me and I knocked him out in the first round. And then in this World Series, he's been knocked out first round by Shay. So to be fair, I don't think he's had an easy couple of first rounds. I think he's probably had it tough. And even if he got past Shay, he would have then gone against Size. And even if he got past Size, in this World Series I'm talking about, he would then have gone against me or Leader or whoever wins that tomorrow. Well, it could be me. So that's a potential first 3 rounds of real toughness for the rank 1 Clan Wars player, which is FreeStLeR. So it just seems like, how was he rewarded to go against those 3 potential players? It's just it's crazy. I know how it was seeded and all that kind of stuff, but it's just crazy. The rank 1 Clan Wars player who played almost 1,000 games in a month then had a potential 3 really first hard rounds. And even if he'd have made it past Shay, Size and me, he would have then gone against probably XCal in the semis, and then probably DK Crazy, sorry, in the quarters, and then DK Crazy in the semis. Really real tough route for FreeStLeR, I think. Anyway, back to the game. FreeStLeR is taking some damage. He is on 3 supplies though, but he... yeah, he is taking some damage. 1 missile defender survives. That's annoying. I think FreeStLeR will now run that over, actually. He didn't actually do what I said and sent some aggressive units down the side together. He sent some, but the firebase and the V's taken out. I think he's expanded too soon here, FreeStLeR. Rather than the aggression, he's tried to expand too soon, and he's gonna pay for that with the V's that are in his base now. So again, in the top left, it's going to stop Google. But I mean, Google's just doing all the damage. If you look at units destroyed 12. 7, okay, I suppose that's not too bad. Whoa, what is this propaganda center placement? Someone said that he do 3 doses. I don't think he did 3 doses. No, he just did 2 supplies, 2 war factories, and then expanded to a 3rd really quick. But I mean, Google's punishing this exactly like he should. Because he expanded so soon, he just didn't have enough units out to cause more damage. You need to cause damage versus USA in the early game. You can't really just... I don't think you can do like next to no damage and just expect to win. I think you have to do damage to USA early on, not just expand super quick. I mean, he might still pull it off. He's back on 2 supplies, with both with 2 trucks. Propaganda center is going to be finished, but I mean, what is that placement? I mean, how long is that going to be alive for? 5 seconds? 7 seconds? Maybe someone wants to time it. It probably wasn't alive for much longer than 7 seconds. War factory now going down as well. I don't even know if he got time to build an Overlord and ECM. He might have done it. ECM's out, but if the Overlord's queued up from there, this is GG, I'm afraid. 100%. I'm already more looking forward to the next game rather than this one. I mean, he's dropping down some barracks, trying to prolong the game, but if Google really needs to go like in 9 minutes or whenever he said, then it's potentially just a bad idea. I think they'll probably finish. I think they'll probably finish the series, whether Google needs to be late or not. But yeah, FreeStLeR is just losing too much. You can't be making tank hunters against the USA like that. Especially one of them is Vet 3, so it's never going to go down to tank hunters anyway with the correct micro. This is GG. This is over. Yeah, he's even low power now as well. Google just clearing up the last couple of units. There's a few tank hunters going down, but these tank hunters are so expensive. That was a decent hit with the Battlemaster, but there's Vet 3 one. Look at it, it's even escaped. That's what the difference the Vet 3 makes. More V's from this right hand side. FreeStLeR is trying to put up the best fight he can, but it's GG. It was over a few minutes ago, in my view.
You have been defeated.
Well played. Pretty much even money collected, but Google just destroyed loads more, as you would expect with USA versus Nuke. So the score is 6-5. I need to double check the rules. They haven't actually said. This is why someone else should probably write the rules rather than the players themselves. I guess we're all adults here. They'll probably agree on something. Google wants Forgotten Forest. I don't know if that's in the list. Forgotten Air Battle. Forgotten Air Battle here. So yeah, this is where FreeStLeR potentially made a mistake, because it's now 6-5. So FreeStLeR is now going to press play, and it's going to be random versus random. But what if it's USA versus Nuke again? It doesn't matter in which order Google gets it. At one point, Google's going to get the USA versus Nuke, and he's just going to get the 1 to get him across the line. He only needs 7 to win. FreeStLeR, in my view, should have taken the China Mirror reverse again and hoped to win that. But obviously, he doesn't feel strong in it. Otherwise, he would have took it. So FreeStLeR's taking a smoke again. I guess we've got to wait 1 or 2 minutes for him now. It looks like it's every 2 hours. Sorry, every 1 hour. FreeStLeR needs to take a smoke break. Because he did it like 54 minutes in or something, and we're now on 2 hours 5. So every hour. Is that class of the chain smoker if you need to do it every hour? So you'd have 24 a day if you were up for 24 hours. Suppose let's say you're awake for 12 to 14 hours and 14 cigarettes a day. Probably, well, if it was 55 minutes for the first one, then he probably has more. Like when he's not gaming and he's not distracted, he probably has more. I don't know how many you need to smoke to be a chain smoker. Okay, USA versus Tox. That is winnable both ways, I suppose. You could probably have to give Tox the advantage. Again, like in plant waste, but I don't know. I think USA definitely still has a good chance. Again, you just need to close down the arms dealer. But let's see. Google's only one away from victory. We've got FreeStLeR with the USA Vanilla in the south, and in the top right we've got Google with the GLA Tox. USA Tox would be quite something, wouldn't it? So yeah, I think Google's got the advantage here, and he's probably going to try and win this as best he can, because I think he was short on time. So I think he's going to try and end it right here. Like I said, he's only a 1 away from victory. If he gets to 7, he will win $50. Proudly sponsored by AKA Baloney. Whereas FreeStLeR needs to win. He needs to win the next 2 in a row. So yeah, actually, this map is going to be the final. Yeah, I said that earlier, will there be 3 mirrors? But actually, it's 2 mirrors, isn't it? Because you only need to get 1 person to 7, not both. There's going to be a dose drop in the main base of Google, and there is already a terrorist there. He might lose the Chinook, actually. Oh, this is going to be close. Oh, he's cancelled the barracks as well with the force fire. So actually, that did cost him $500. So, and he is delaying the mining here with the collection. But of his main supply. So he is slowing Google down a bit. And he has cost him the $500. He's going to collect 70 or 32, only $32 from that crate. Mustn't have been worth that much. Mustn't have been that much of an expensive dozer, leaving behind some good parts. So FreeStLeR's V is going to go over here, try and pick off that worker. I think he's going to do that as well. And this is what you want to do with the tech RPG. When you think it's going to fail, unload your RPGs early and try and pick off the V. And that's exactly what he did. He's now going to go and try and go on the north side instead. And there is another V there. So he's either going to pick off a V, or maybe just go and get some map control. You could harass. He's got a few options here. Boyker in the chat says USA is good here. I think USA is considered good here because you can pretty much go across the map. It's pretty much undefended through the middle. But FreeStLeR is taking some damage here, and he might lose a V here as well. Yeah, he's going to lose a V. He might even lose 2. Looks like he's going to lose 2. Oh, FreeStLeR, that's bad. And there's a terror attack inside of FreeStLeR's base. FreeStLeR's getting wrecked. You can't lose 2 Vs in a war factory that early on. Unless he's going to pull something amazing out of the bag now, I can't really see a way FreeStLeR's going to get back into this. It's going to be an uphill battle from this point onwards. And I mean, like I said, Tox is considered stronger here. Tox controls the game, especially in the early game like this. That's one thing I noticed about Google. Rather than the tunnel in his main base like there, he will often do the tunnel more like towards the middle, like where he builds his barracks, like where his command center was. Just a little bit of a variation. So FreeStLeR is going to stop this worker building a tunnel again. There's another tech coming in from Google now. Is FreeStLeR going to spot it? He could have laser locked that, but he's not paying attention. At least it will give him the notification. Oh, and the ranges are out of place. See, if that would have been an instant laser lock, he could have stopped that, and there's going to be another terror attack here. Oh, he might stop the terrorist, though. He's going to stop the terrorist. So that's Google's terror attack there, failed. I actually could have sworn that was going to hit, but just seemed to mess up a little bit that one of the terrorists got picked off. So FreeStLeR has stabilized and he's now pushing that army back of Google. What he wants to do now is drop down a fire base in his main base with a couple of missile defenders and then push out with these Vs. If he does not drop down that fire base, then this army from Google can come in and counterattack and possibly base trade and possibly win the base trade. But you drop down a fire base, it makes it so much harder for the GLA to do that. Google is dropped down another tunnel in front of his arms dealer, like I pointed out before, this tunnel over here, and the barracks going to get picked off. No more tunnels going to be produced for Google. Google's going to come in actually and harass you. I think that's going to be Tech RPG. The thing is about this map is the weird terrain, because you've got all these like indentations in the map, or the grooves in the map. I don't know if they roads, you probably say they're roads. Google actually going for both oils. That's going to be massive, and Palace being dropped down as well. But yeah, because of the terrain, it's like the engagements are really, really weird. They're always scared to take an engagement because you might have a really bad engagement on the indentations. So what is FreeStLeR going to be able to do with this V army now that's in Google's base? He's going to desperately try and stop the Palace, no doubt, but he's losing a lot of Vs, similar to a previous game in Plant Waste. The tech surround from Google was just really good, and it's really good here again. Once that Palace gets up, it's going to be hard to deal with. Yo man, welcome to the channel, by the way. Google's second supply might get taken out. There's more techs coming in from the back. I think those techs will probably go down, actually. Oh, he's got one super tech, though. Oh, another V for FreeStLeR. That's painful. FreeStLeR is taking a bit of a beating here. And he's not put his missile defenders actually properly in the Vs, so they're going across the map. So Google does hold on, and he's cleared pretty much everything up. FreeStLeR does not have much now because he's lost so many Vs. Another wave of Vs coming across the map, but it's these oils for Google. They are putting him so far ahead. Black market being dropped down as well, so he's going to get the buggy upgrade and the worker's shoes. The Gamma upgrade is already established. These Vs are going to take a lot of damage in these Gamma tunnels, but the buggies from range are going to take this out as well. We've got Pathfinders out, and he might try and take out a black market here. If he gets behind the arms dealer, maybe he'll do all right. That's no laser lock again from FreeStLeR, but I mean, Google's not in a perfect position. He's still got all this to deal with, but I mean, with Jarman and the buggies, you probably could still deal with this. It's just literally the oils that... Oils means so much. There's not enough workers here collecting from Google. It's only on $1,000. So, I mean, FreeStLeR's not out of this. He can still do pretty well, but it's just literally the oils. I mean, as soon as FreeStLeR's 3-star, which actually he is now. No command center, though. With the A10, you probably want to take out one of the oils. This is kind of desperate for FreeStLeR. Oh, no, not towards the Tox Tunnel. You will lose them RPGs so fast. The missile defender is so fast. Google wants to think about dropping down another arms dealer, but he doesn't actually have that much money. He's dropping down a command center. I think Google would be more furthermore ahead, but I think the lack of workers here has hindered him a bit. I didn't actually see what happened there. I don't know if a random V went in or if he's been collecting on one worker for a very long time. But FreeStLeR needs to worry about these oils. I mean, you can cause all the damage in the world, but if you leave your opponent on oils... Oh, no, there's a Jarman inside of the palace. Missile defenders are getting taken out. There is a Pathfinder back here, so Jarman can't do very much. Yeah, I think Google's stabilizing too much now, because then missile defender is going to be forced back by the palace with the Jarman inside of it. Oh no, this aggressive tunnel here is going to probably take out 1v. Oh no, it does survive, but the buggies are in from the other side. This is where the terrain's a bit weird though. It forces the buggies to come close sometimes. Jarman is back, and now those are going inside. With the search and destroy, they will have a better time because they got such a bigger range. Well, 20% bigger range. These buggies are here. That Pathfinder's living on the edge. It's just literally still these two oils. They've collected so much money for Google now. It's economically just so much further ahead. Even with these workers taken out, I'd probably still say it's fairly balanced. And also these supplies here for FreeStLeR are going to be mined out faster. I believe they should collect faster than these workers. So not very long until... he's not on that much money. Okay, one buggy is picked off. Battle bus is here as well, with Gamma as well. The V's are coming across the map though. It looks like he's going to try and base trade. Is Google going to go back though? I think you probably don't want to base trade this, because I'm not convinced that these V's can actually do that much. They're kind of just parked in the middle at the moment. Maybe he wants to come back and close them in from behind. But yeah, FreeStLeR. At least the battle bus is taking a bit of damage, but the V's now are in the base of Google. Oh, he did kill the oil. It must have been the A10. Google might now have to go back. It just depends. What does he want to do? Does he want to try and engage this? But there also is a Colonel Burton here. But the Jarman in the battle bus... well, I mean, the search and destroy V's are going to do good damage here. He just wants that battle bus to go out of range so he can pick off the buggies. Rebel ambush, that might be the nail in the coffin, to be honest. Ah, that's real painful for free. I don't know if he can come back. He's going to drop down a war factory now, but he's pretty much lost everything. And Google... oh no, Google's not on that oil anymore, so then maybe the Colonel Burton took that out. This big attack here, though, from Google might just be the final blow. He might have A10 or something soon. I mean, what was he again? USA? I don't think he has Spectre until level 5, is it? I think, for USA Vanilla. Or is it? No, level 2. Level 2, I think he has at level 2. Sorry, level 3 even. Level 3. But then, Fuel Air Bomb. fuel level on leaflet level 5, I think. Whoa, what the hell? Do you see that? Remote demo charge. Oh, sorry, remote explosive or whatever it's called from the kernel button. Detonated on the buggies. So FreeStLeR's trying to hold in there. I mean, FreeStLeR's out. This is GG. Google's attacks in the beginning just to cause so much damage. So FreeStLeR's doing the admirable thing, trying to fight to the very last few units. A10 coming in now. But yeah, FreeStLeR does miss. The quads moved out of the way. GG for enough for FreeStLeR. Google takes this one. It takes him to 7. He will win $50 thanks to AK Baloney. Another super epic challenge. 72,000 collected by Google. FreeStLeR 62,000. Google 106 units destroyed. And FreeStLeR 84. I just don't think FreeStLeR did well enough in the early game. I think he took way too much damage. GG. Well played. And then, yeah, like I said, in the next couple of weeks, we'll probably have some more challenges with different sponsors, actually. There's going to be at least 2 or 3 more 1v1 challenges. But then there's also the World Series games. So on Thursday, don't miss it. I'll be streaming Mr. X versus Vivid World Series Round 2. And then tomorrow, I'll be playing my Round 2 versus Leader. Who is actually the same clan as HSN who I played in the first round, and a guy called Millard9 will be streaming that probably on Twitch. So if you search Millard9 on Twitch, around it'll be 15 GMT, 1500 GMT, so 4 PM in the afternoon for me. Yeah, and be sure to watch that if you're interested in watching some more World Series. That's it for tonight's stream, guys. I'm not going to play any games or anything like that. GG's well played to both players. $50 for Google. It was a best of 13, so he's got over the line with 7 wins. FreeStLeR's not having that great of a time at the moment. He got kicked out of the World Series in round 1. That same day, he played against Fargo in a challenge and he lost that. And then he's just lost a challenge against Google. So it just shows probably, even though you can spam as many games as you want, if it's not your day or if you're not quite at the same level as the other player, then yeah, you can spam all the games you want, but it doesn't mean absolutely everything. I mean, FreeStLeR did have a first round 1. Was difficult for him against Shay, and then today against Google, obviously really difficult as well. Google, one of the best players at the moment. But yeah, GG's well played to both players, and then be sure to be tuned in for some more challenges and World Series games later this week. GG's well played, and I'll catch you very soon.